Welcome back to Daily Chit-chat. I'm Kate.
I'm Gavin. Let's start our daily chit-chat, the place to get unstuck and build your fluency.
Gavin, last time was amazing. We talked about jumping in the deep end and facing our fear of mistakes.
The response from the community was incredible. So many people are in the same boat. But Kate, jumping in is the first step. Today, we have to talk about the second step.
What's that?
What happens the next day and the day after that? It's easy to be brave for one day. It's much, much harder to be brave for 100 days.
Oh, you are speaking my language. I call this the new notebook problem.
The new notebook problem. What's that?
You know, you buy a beautiful, expensive new notebook, you write English journal on the cover, you study for 5 hours on Monday, and then the notebook is empty for the next 2 months.
That is the perfect description. That's the motivation trap, and it's why 99% of learners fail. Today, we're talking about the secret to being the 1% who succeeds.
I feel that. I am always waiting for a big free weekend to study. I think this Saturday I will study for 8 hours.
And what happens?
The weekend comes, I'm tired, I do laundry, I see my friends, and I study for 0 hours. Then I feel guilty and I just give up.
That's the intensity trap. We think we need to do a lot of work to make progress. We think intensity is the key.
Like running a marathon, but you try to sprint the whole way.
Exactly. You're burnt out in 10 minutes. Here is the big mindset shift for today. Consistency is 1,000 times more important than intensity.
So, studying 10 minutes every day is better than 5 hours on one Saturday?
It's not just better, Kate, it's the only way. A big, intense study session is for cramming for a test. A small daily practice is for building a skill. The real challenge isn't learning English. The real challenge is just to stick with it.
To stick with it. I've heard this phrasal verb. It means don't stop, right?
Exactly. To stick is like glue. To stick with it means to continue doing something difficult or boring, even when you want to quit.
That's hard to do.
It is. Let me give you an example. I know my pronunciation is not perfect, but I am going to stick with it. Or, most people quit the gym in January, but the ones who get results are the ones who stick with it.
I like that. It's a very strong phrase. But how, Gavin? How do I stick with it when I have no time and I'm not seeing any progress?
You do it by changing the goal. The goal is not, I will become fluent in English. That goal is too big. It's scary.
So, what's the goal?
The goal is, I will show up for 10 minutes. That's it. Your only job is to win the 10-minute battle every day.
Just 10 minutes? But that's not enough. I can't learn anything in 10 minutes.
You're not trying to learn in 10 minutes. You're trying to build the habit. You are proving to your brain that you are a person who finishes things.
So, 10 minutes of listening to one song, 10 minutes of reading one page, 10 minutes of one vocabulary app.
Yes, the rule is don't break the chain. A small, 10-minute action every day is how you build a habit, and habits are what create fluency. You don't build a castle in one day. You do it one brick at a time, little by little.
Little by little, that's a beautiful phrase. It sounds so gentle.
It is. It's one of my favorites. It's an adverb phrase that means to make slow, steady progress over time. It's the opposite of all at once.
How would I use that in a sentence?
You could say, I used to be so afraid of speaking, but little by little, I am gaining more confidence. Or, my vocabulary is growing little by little.
Okay, I get it. So the new strategy is forget the 8-hour sprint. Stick with it by doing 10 minutes, little by little.
Exactly. And then something magic happens. When you follow this 10-minute rule, For the first 2 weeks, you'll feel nothing. You'll think, Gavin is crazy. This isn't working.
I would think that.
But then one day in week 3 or week 4, you'll be watching a movie and you'll suddenly understand a whole conversation without reading the subtitles.
Or you'll be writing an email and the perfect phrasal verb will just appear in your brain.
Yes, that moment, that click, that's the feeling we are chasing. That's the moment you realize, wow, I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Oh, I love the sound of that. To get the hang of it. What does that mean?
It's a wonderful idiom. To get the hang of it means to learn the basic skill or feel of something after practicing it. It's when it starts to feel natural.
So it's not mastery, it's just the click.
Exactly. It's the step before mastery. For example, I tried to ride a bicycle 20 times and I kept falling, but today I'm finally getting the hang of it.
My pronunciation of R was terrible, but I'm practicing with the mirror and I'm starting to get the hang of it.
That is a perfect example. So, that is our strategy to stop being a failed learner. Let's review the plan.
1. Stop the intensity trap. Forget the 5-hour study sessions.
2. Your new goal is to stick with it. Consistency is your new superpower.
3. Do this by practicing little by little. Even just 10 minutes is a huge win.
And soon, you will feel that amazing click when you start to get the hang of it.
Fantastic. So what's our community challenge for this week?
We want to build this habit together. Go to the comments and tell us one small 10-minute action you will do every day this week.
Will you listen to one song? Will you write 3 sentences? Make a public promise.
We will be reading and cheering for you.
Let's do this, little by little.
Keep going.
Thanks for listening to Daily Chit-chat. That's it for today's chat.
Don't forget to like, share, and keep chatting in English.
See you next time on Daily Chit-chat. Bye.
Bye.